We live in a world obsessed with buying more, but here's a shocking fact. The average American household spends over $1,500 a year on things they don't need. Yes, you read that right. And it gets worse. Research shows that 80% of the items we buy will end up unused within 6 months. That means most of the stuff we buy ends up as clutter, wasting both money and space. So why do we keep buying things we don't need? It's not just about what's on sale or the latest trends, it's deeper than that. We're constantly told that more equals better, but the truth is, buying less can lead to more happiness, peace, and freedom. Imagine having fewer things to worry about, fewer distractions, and more time to focus on what really matters. In this video, we'll uncover simple but powerful strategies to break the cycle of unnecessary spending. You'll learn how to make intentional choices, avoid impulse buys, and embrace a lifestyle that values quality over quantity. Stick around, and let's dive into how you can stop buying what you don't need and start living with what really adds value. Chapter 1. The silent chaos of stuff. We often don't realize how much stuff we accumulate until it's piled up around us. It's not just physical clutter, it's mental clutter too. Studies show that clutter leads to stress and anxiety. In fact, researchers from UCLA found that people with cluttered homes experience higher levels of cortisol, a stress hormone, compared to those with tidier spaces. The more we own, the more we have to manage. We spend time organizing, cleaning, and thinking about our stuff, which distracts us from what really matters. The result? A constant, underlying sense of chaos. The key to breaking free from this is recognizing that not every item in your home adds value to your life. In fact, owning too many things can actually make us less productive. According to a study from Princeton University, clutter competes for your attention and reduces your ability to focus. So, how do we stop this? The first step is simple: pause and reflect. Every time you go to buy something, ask yourself, do I really need this? Will it add value to my life in the long run? This pause helps to cut through impulse buying and keeps unnecessary clutter at bay. Chapter 2. The Impulse Trap. Why we buy when we don't need. Impulse buying is one of the main reasons we accumulate so much stuff. It's the reason we grab things off the shelf when we're standing in line at the grocery store. But why do we do it? Psychologists say impulse buying is rooted in emotions. We buy things to feel good, to satisfy a temporary need or desire. The problem is that these emotions are fleeting. A 2019 study found that impulse purchases give us an instant rush of dopamine, but that feeling wears off quickly. And when it's gone, we're left with things we didn't need and a growing sense of regret. The impulse trap is everywhere, from online shopping to in-store displays. Retailers are expert manipulators, using tactics like sales, promotions, and strategic placement to trigger emotional buying. They know how to get us to act fast. But here's the good news: awareness is power. By being aware of the tricks marketers use, you can start to fight back. Before making any purchase, especially impulsive ones, ask yourself, is this truly necessary? The key is to slow down and take control of your emotions. Don't let your feelings drive your purchases. It's also important to give yourself time. Studies show that waiting 24 hours before buying something helps to reduce impulsive purchases by up to 70%. Another strategy? Unsubscribe from email lists or turn off push notifications. According to a study by Deloitte, 60% of online shoppers make purchases based on promotions they receive, often without thinking about whether they need the product. Chapter 3. Minimalism. More than just less. When most people think of minimalism, they think of empty spaces and bare walls. But minimalism is more than just owning less. It's about intentionally choosing what adds value to your life and letting go of the rest. You see, minimalism is about quality, not quantity. It's about focusing on what truly matters, whether that's meaningful relationships, personal growth, or pursuing your passions, rather than being distracted by stuff. A recent study found that people who focus on experiences rather than material goods report higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction. The idea is simple. When we focus on fewer things, we free up more time, energy, and space for the things that truly matter. And surprisingly, minimalism doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your lifestyle. It means you get to choose what's important to you and cut out everything else. Here's a powerful statistic. Research from the University of California found that people who practice minimalism are 30% more likely to feel satisfied with their lives. Minimalism allows you to make room for the experiences and relationships that bring true joy, instead of filling your time and energy with things that don't last. If you're new to minimalism, start small. Pick one area of your life to simplify. Maybe it's your wardrobe, your digital clutter, or even your social commitments. The idea isn't to be extreme but to practice intentionality. You don't have to toss everything, but ask yourself, do I really need this, or is it just taking up space? To sum it up, minimalism isn't about having less, it's about making room for more meaningful things. It's about creating space to enjoy life without the constant burden of stuff. So, ask yourself, what do you really want to make space for? If you're enjoying these tips, don't forget to subscribe for more ways to simplify your life and find true happiness in what you already have. Chapter 4. Quality over quantity. The art of intentional buying. One of the easiest ways to stop buying things you don't need is by focusing on quality over quantity. When you choose fewer, better things, you create more value in your life. It's a mindset shift. Instead of grabbing what's cheap and easy, aim for products or experiences that will last longer and serve you better. A study conducted by the National Bureau of Economic Research found that people who prioritize quality over quantity are 35% more satisfied with their purchases in the long run. This makes sense when you think about it. When you buy something of high quality, you're not just getting an object. You're investing in durability, functionality, and, often, a better experience. Intentional buying means looking past the surface and thinking long-term. Ask yourself, is this item made to last? Will it improve my daily life? For example, instead of buying 5 fast fashion shirts, consider buying one high-quality piece that will last for years. Not only will you save money in the long run, but you'll also help reduce waste. The fashion industry is responsible for 10% of global carbon emissions, and by buying less, we can all make a difference. Another strategy to practice intentional buying is delaying gratification. It's easy to be swayed by the excitement of a sale or a new product, but research from the University of Michigan found that waiting before making a purchase can help you avoid impulse buys. Just taking a few days to think it over can drastically reduce unnecessary spending. Intentional buying isn't about depriving yourself, it's about making thoughtful decisions. It's about choosing to invest in items that contribute to your well-being and happiness, rather than mindlessly filling your cart with things you'll regret later. Don't forget to subscribe for more strategies on living a simpler, more intentional life. Chapter 5. The 30-Day Challenge. Test your real needs. Sometimes, the best way to learn what you truly need is to test it out. That's why the 30-Day Challenge is so effective. It's simple. For 1 month, commit to not buying anything unless it's essential. No exceptions. The beauty of this challenge is that it forces you to pause and reflect on every purchase. You start questioning if what you want is a genuine need or just a passing desire. In fact, 60% of people who complete this challenge report a significant reduction in impulse buys. The longer you go without making unnecessary purchases, the more aware you become of your actual needs. This challenge not only teaches you about your shopping habits but also gives you a sense of control. Research from Harvard University found that people who regularly make mindful decisions feel more empowered in their daily lives. By committing to this challenge, you'll not only spend less but also feel more in charge of your choices. At the end of the 30 days, you may find that you didn't miss much at all. You might discover that many of your previous purchases were driven by external pressures, like sales or marketing tricks, rather than genuine needs. And if you really do need something, you'll be more careful about how and when to buy it. One important tip for success during the 30-day challenge is to track your progress. Keep a journal of your thoughts and feelings as you go through the month. This will help you understand why you buy certain things and give you insights into your habits. Plus, it can be a powerful reminder of how easy it is to live with less. Chapter 6. Freedom found in simplicity. Living with less. The final strategy to stop buying what you don't need is embracing the freedom that comes with owning less. When we clear out the clutter, both physically and mentally, we make room for the things that truly matter. Simplicity brings clarity. By reducing the number of choices in your life, you free yourself from decision fatigue, which studies show can drain your energy and willpower. A study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that people who simplify their surroundings are 40% more likely to make clear, rational decisions. Living with less also means fewer distractions. When your environment isn't filled with unnecessary items, you can focus better on what's truly important. According to a report by the American Psychological Association, people who live in cluttered spaces often experience difficulty concentrating. By removing excess, you create more mental space for creativity, productivity, and meaningful connections. The beauty of minimalism is that it isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Embracing simplicity allows you to live more intentionally and appreciate the things that truly bring joy into your life. It's about surrounding yourself with only those things that add value. A great way to start living with less is to declutter one room at a time. Begin with your closet, then move to your kitchen, your digital space, and finally, your emotional clutter. Start small, and you'll soon see the freedom that comes with simplicity. But don't just declutter your physical space, declutter your schedule too. Say no to commitments that drain your energy, and prioritize time for what truly matters. A study by the American Time Use Survey found that people who actively manage their time are more satisfied with their lives. In the end, the ultimate freedom is living life on your own terms, without being weighed down by stuff. By making intentional choices, embracing quality over quantity, and reducing distractions, you'll find that living with less can actually give you more. More freedom, more peace, and more time for what truly matters. Subscribe for more tips and ideas on how to simplify your life and make room for what truly matters.